Hey everybody, I'm Kim Bourgeois Landry and I'm the Wonky Quilter. It's been a long time since I've seen you. I've been a busy girl. I've been a mask making person. I know a lot of you out there are. Thank you for your service to your countries and your communities and your towns and your villages and your cities. Um, we're still on lockdown here in Louisiana. No, we're not. Actually, today is Friday, and today, um, lots of stores are opening up here in Louisiana, where I'm located. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I do believe it's too soon, but if I had a business and there is no good answer. Um, so I guess I'm glad that businesses are opening up for people who feel comfortable to go out and shop and for workers to get back to work. And I'm probably still going to be calling people and saying, can you load it up? If I buy it over the phone, can you load it up in my car? Because I'm cautious like that, do you know? It might be, I have a lot of recs for you today because I bought so many things in the last month since I've spoken to you, things for sewing and quilting. Although I'm not quilting, I'm sewing. And there's a difference. Nobody ever told me that, y'all. Sewers and quilters are not the same. I mean, they can be the same person, but it's not the same skill set. Let me show you. When a person starts sewing with things, your seams show when you sew. That's it. That's a good little saying. Your seams show when you sew. When you're piecing, things are covered. So if you backstitch something all wonky, nobody's going to see that. This is one of the first masks I made. Look at that. Look. I mean, there are some of these things I just had to keep for myself. And after these things, every time I was making these bias tapes myself, which is a drama, right? A drama. Every time you wash them, you have to trim 87,000 little strings off of them. And I know there'll be quite a few of you out there that will do this. That's because you don't know how to do it right, and you're correct. I was lucky to get this done, do you know? But this has been a mask that I have worn. This is one of mine. Like if I'll go out today, I'll wear this one. I mean, I'm not making a bunch for myself, but the ones that were like out of some of my favorite fabrics that I made that were like adult and serious, good for workers or medical workers or whatever. And when I messed them up so badly, like look at that. That's a machine issue right there, which I seem to have over and over again. This is something, oh, look at my fingernails. Look how terrible that is. Things that I still don't know about my machine, like really how to correct the tension. Every time I try to fix the tension on my machine, I make it worse. So, you learn the difference between a good sewer and a wonky quilter, I tell you, when you start doing these things. I have found that this 1/8 of an inch elastic works the best. Now, I don't know if you're doing it for medical professionals or for people in the armed services. I don't know how long this is going to hold up. I really don't. But to me, just wearing them myself, the comfort of this little soft, and there's an easy, it's pliable on the ear, is so much better. And looser is better. I mean, you don't want gaping masks. Look at this cute little girl mask. You don't want gaping, but if you leave this, it's better to cut these long, guys. I have been cutting for adults. I have been cutting elastic at 11 inches, and I let the knot stay on the outside, and I put it in a Ziploc with my little calling card. I don't actually have a business, but this is my calling card. Stitching as process. Stitching for process, not for product is my thing, okay? But if I let the knot show, that way they can tighten it or loosen it. Has been much better. I got this at my local quilting shop. I just got this last week. I waited about a month for elastic that never came. I finally got a refund. I have ordered so many different products for these masks, and all of them are backed up. And I mean, I guess things like elastic and cording and bias tape and twill tape, you know, there's about so much of it everybody uses, and then all of a sudden everybody wants it. It's hard to come by, and the shipping lines are backed up. You know, people are I guess there are ill people that are not driving trucks, and you know, that whole thing. I got this at A&A. I was so happy to find it. I went on a national, I believe I was on a national quilting Facebook page, and I was like, does anybody have a vendor for 1/8 inch elastic that is ready to ship? And my friend Claire from Broussard said, we have it right now. Like my local quilting store, one of the two of my local quilting stores. I was like, what? How did I not call you again, you know? So I ran in very early the next morning and picked it up. I will say, this is some strong elastic. Like, it's tight. Look at that knot. You can tell there's a thickness to it. I think it must be braided or something. It's tight. And I'm gonna have to do longer pieces because you're not really gonna want this to pull on your ear at all. This is a very strong elastic. So I needed to buy some of that, and I bought, here's my little container that I'm keeping all of my different twills and everything. I did have, this is some 1/4 of an inch. I'm not using this either. I just think it's too thick for behind the ears. And I bought this in the meantime while I was waiting for some elastic that I took a chance on. This is a wreck, y'all. Pay attention. This is a wreck from the Atwood Rope Manufacturing Company in America. They are in Millersport, Ohio. And what I bought is called face mask elastic. This is very different than anything else I have seen. I think it's 5/32 of an inch or something. It doesn't say, oh, I'm looking at the bill and it doesn't say anything on here, but I think it was like 5/32 of a, and this is what it looks like. This is the difference. Pay attention. This is a rope manufacturing company. So I love the quilters and the rope makers hanging out together. This does not come by the yard like we're accustomed to buying things. It comes by the foot. This, when it came in and I opened it, I was like, oh, it's so small. This is a 100-foot roll, and it's $10. Now that could change at any time. Hey, tell them the Wonky Quilter sent you. Atwood Rope Manufacturing. This is what it is. This is different. I mean, it's a stretchy, I guess you call it elastic, but it doesn't look like sewing elastic. It is so soft. I don't know, but it's supposed to hold up to heat. It can be hot cut, it says. It holds up to, you know, like sterilization. It can be sewn. And this stuff is remarkable. So I had bought one of each. They're $10. I went ahead. I was like, if I'm gonna have the shipping, I'm gonna go ahead and get one black and one white. And if it's a bad purchase, look, it says USA. If it's a bad purchase, then I will just have been taken one more time. Okay, I'm gonna take that back. I have not actually been taken. I have received in everything I ordered. Some of it just seems like they say, you know, 6-day turnaround. It'll ship in 4 days. It'll be there in 2 weeks, and it takes 6 weeks to come in. So a lot of my time has been waiting, you know. This, I think, is going to be a really remarkable product. I mean, it is so soft and it's just pliable. And this was recommended to me on a quilting site also. So that, and what I have else, I just got this in twill tape. I bought this off of Amazon. I can't remember the vendor. No, I didn't. I bought this off of Etsy, and I wouldn't recommend getting it off of Etsy. It took a very long time to come in, and then all of a sudden, people that had ordered it after me, even people who were aggravated, were not getting it in. The vendor, even though I bought it from Etsy, I didn't check out. The vendor came from Canada, so maybe it wasn't their fault, but there was something shut down their postal system, and then there was a border check, and it was and I've used quite a bit. It was quite a bit bigger than this because, and of course, this is so very soft, the twill tape, and that's no sewing, that's just cutting, and I'm cutting these. I like my ties to be 17 inches, and then 3 inches for the mask, and then 17 inches. That's how I'm measuring them out. So, anyway, so I think these are all working out pretty cool. So I am set up. However, I just found out yesterday I have applied for a position as for the COVID response team that the governor in Louisiana is starting up, and I sent, the minute he was on TV, on a daily, like on a Wednesday or something, doing a press conference, I immediately looked up to see where the applications were, because I felt so called to help in some way to help stop the spread. I just don't know what else to do. I've been making masks, I've been praying. I'm a Reiki practitioner. I don't know if many of you know that, but I do energy work, and I've been sending Reiki out to the world, and hoping and praying for all of our leaders to do what's best for their areas, their cities, their parishes, their counties, their states, their provinces, their countries, to do what's highest in the highest good of all the people. And so when the governor of Louisiana said, we're going to hire just people off the street to help track people who are infected and who they have come in contact with, so that we can let those people know. I don't know exactly what the job entails. I just don't. But helping people to know that they have come in contact with a person who had tested positive, and that they needed to quarantine and be tested, and to try to really close down. I'm not talking about closing down a city, but closing down a virus that is trying to build a hot spot in a certain area, to kind of snuff that out by making the people aware of what has been happening around us, because none of us know. I mean, you don't know who you could come in contact with that may be ill, or you don't know that you may be carrying the virus. If you're not feeling sick, you're just feeling fine. I mean, we don't know. So I'm hoping that this will be a good position for me, and I'm hoping I'll get a call back. I have reason to believe that, say a prayer that I get the final congratulations, welcome to the team. But it looks like I will be slowing down on the mask making. This is a temporary position, but a full-time position, to do this little piece of work, for my community. To do this piece of work, I shouldn't say little piece of work, for my community. Okay, enough of that. The Wonky Quilter has been missing y'all. I hope you are all well. I hope you've all been safe and happy and nested really nicely, and getting along with your family and friends. during this quarantine all over the world. I'd like to know. Y'all drop me a line and let me know what you've been doing creatively. I mean, like, I've been doing these masks and I've changed my pattern and my products and my and I want to recommend some books because I do believe our world, this is how it has felt in my world. I don't know how it is in yours. You know, I don't know what, I think that we all have messages coming as we go through this time to be more creative or to realign yourself. Who is it that you really want to be when you come out of quarantine? Like, have you been nesting an egg? Have you been putting together a creative project, a new business idea, a new way of being? I have noticed that what has really interested me, along with stopping COVID, would be getting back to really slow stitching. I actually started leaving a spot where I put, let's see, where I put in the nose bridges. I'm not gonna find one now. I guess those have gone all, I've given those all away already. A lot of these masks I started not using a sewing machine to kind of zip together, sew together the edge, you know. You leave a little spot open so that you can slide this nose bridge in there. And instead of using the machine, I put them off aside. And then sometimes in the evening, I'm just hand stitching these things. And I'm like, oh, I get to hand stitch. Well, you know what? Why am I not hand stitching? If that's what I'm really hungry for. I mean, hand stitching doesn't have to be the dessert. Get back to what you love. So, as I have been enjoying, you know, these little seams of hand stitching, like there's one right here. Okay, well, you can't see it, but anyway, and I have just been enjoying that. So I went ahead and I'd been wanting this book for a long time. Sue Spargo. Anybody interested in pretty stitching? Oh my gosh. This isn't the least expensive book. I honestly cannot remember what I paid for it, but I know that that's why I hadn't ordered it for a long time, is because it's not an inexpensive book. It's just not. But this book is so full of the prettiest stitches, hand by, you know, I don't want to show it to you too much and give away her. This is the second edition. And for people like me who have a hard time finishing something, look, each one of these is an individual finished project. I mean, I know this is a huge, that would be awesome. But every time you learn these stitches and you finish this one circle, that's a finished project. That's a thing for me. So I got this. And I went ahead and ordered one pattern, the Bird in Bloom needle case, okay? I didn't buy any of, I mean, she has her own threads and everything, and I didn't do that. I've just been, it's a glossy book. It feels good. It's very pliable. I think that this book's going to be with me my whole entire life. So, check out Sue Spargo. Really, really cool stuff. Really cool stuff, okay? Another thing, I think I've talked to y'all about this book. If you've watched my videos, which I hope you have, like, subscribe, and share. Okay, 15 minutes of play. This right here, this book has moved me. Victoria Finley Wolf, you got it going on, girl. You're my friend. I mean, I know you don't know it, but you're my friend. Not like she's listening to this, but out in the ethers, Victoria Finley Wolf. This 15 minutes of play just gives you permission. It's just 15 minutes. Just pick up a couple of little scraps. Just a couple of little small scraps. Oh, look. And sew those babies together. Is this going to turn into anything? No. Hey, it might. Yeah, it might. But it doesn't have to. But the creativity that this unleashes by just doing this is amazing. amazing. So 15 minutes of play. This is an important book. It's a playbook, but this is also I strongly recommend this book. Again, this book, $27.95, worth every single cent. So, Sue Spargo, Victoria Finley Wolf. I've talked to y'all about this book before too, but again, I'm getting back to the hand quilting or stitching. Just individual stitching. Foolproof Crazy Quilts by Jennifer Clouston. Or Clouston. Look at this. Okay, these are all part of one big quilt, but look at this. If you take each one of these individually, look at that, with buttons and lace and ribbons, and this book teaches. Again, I can't show you all the inside. Let me show you this one page because it's no instructions on it. But there are instructions how to create this. And it's a crazy quilt, but this is one finished product. Like, I think anybody that just made one of these would feel, oh, I've accomplished something. And look how unusual the shape is. And then, you know, there is an organizational whole thing that makes this not overwhelming to the eye. Because sometimes crazy quilts can almost be scary. It's almost a little bit too much. It's a little bit too crazy. This is not. This is a way to keep it organized and giving your eye, and you know, there's something in you that feels comfortable when things are organized, and you know, that's really awesome. So those are my 3 book reps. Okay. Also, my Atwood rope manufacturing. This is a game changer. I'm just saying. Boy, you can tell how hot I am. I'm shiny. Okay. Twill tape. Get it where you can. It's hard to find. Just get it where you can. Check where it's coming from. Try to make sure it's in the same state, country, province that you're in, and double check the delivery time because, okay. Now, Mortali. These are mask templates from Mortali. They also have the one that I'm using, you know, with the pleats in it. Somehow I didn't get the pleats. I asked for them, but I didn't get charged, so I'm not going to hold that against them, but I'd asked for both sets. I used these a couple of times. This is not my mask of choice. This is what a lot of people are using, but I have to tell you, I don't have any of their templates. There's like the rubber on the back. These are amazing. They don't slide. They don't, I mean, these are amazing. So if any of you are, I mean, they have lots of different templates. They just put these out very quickly to help the people helping, you know, making masks for COVID. And these were reasonable. I think these were like maybe $7. Let's say up to 10. These were up to 10. Child, woman, and man size. Really nice. They have all kind of different templates, and I would order anything from them because these, okay, this one has a bend on it because I had it leaning on something, but what that does show you is that how soft this back is, and it's just rubberized. It holds on to things really well. I also, while I went to get that, there had been something I've been wanting a long time, and that's the rotating cutting mat. Oh my gosh, look, all ball bearinging. I had, because it was given to me by my local librarian. She was so sweet. She gave me this one, and I take this with me. It's small enough. I can take it with me to classes, and it's really good for somebody who is English paper piecing. You know, it's a nice little size. Oh, I just took it apart. But I wanted this one so bad, and I'm using the heck out of it. I'm going to give this an A. I'm not going to give it an A+, and I'm going to tell you why. I did not see on their website, but it is marked on here where it says that this mat is designed to work in conjunction with the Martelli cutter. The first few days I got it, I didn't think it worked right. I have a whole collection of these. Like, I know you should only have one of each tool, but sometimes you find one at TJ Maxx on sale, you buy one just in case you ever need it again. Sometimes I'm at a garage sale and there's a bag full of stuff that I do not need. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've bought a clear, big, like storage bag full of yarn and da-da and thread and blah, blah, blah. And there'll be a couple of tools like this, or a quilting ruler. And if I can tell that the ruler's not bent and da-da, I will buy the whole bag for $5 to get a tool or two out of it. So I have a bunch of these. And I did not feel like it was cutting as well. I mean, it was missing spots. I'm not having that problem anymore. I've changed a couple of blades. So, but I wonder, I mean, since it specifically says it is designed to use in conjunction with the Martelli Ergo 2000 rotary knife cutter and their blades. Okay, so I wish I would have known that before, because maybe if I was going to invest the money in this, I might have gone ahead and tried one of their rotary cutters. I'm a left-handed person, and I'm real persnickety and sort of, okay, I have issues with it. I get angry when people say, well, you know, left-handed, right-handed is the same thing. No, it is not. It is not. I feel like my whole world has been affected by not enough products for left-handed people. So am I proud of Martelli for having a left-handed cutter? Yes. But as a left-handed cutter, I've learned to cut with my right hand, and now that's what feels best to me. So I almost, you know, you hate to start over and have to retrain yourself. But I got this for a good price. I think it was a show price. It was a little under $100. I will use this for a long, long time. It also came, I think you could have ordered without it, but it also has this, which is an ironing board that can sit on top. So that rotates also. I probably won't use this because I have purchased wool mats, you know. So I probably won't use this, but I went ahead and got it anyway. Whatever. So this was right under $100. But since I was investing close to $100, I may have gone ahead and spent the extra, whatever it is, for their cutter. It could be $30, it could be $15, for their cutter to use with their, you know. So I was a little sad about, I was a little verklempt about that when I unloaded it. Also, the first week I had it, it had to live outside, in a protected area outside, away from sun and away from rain. But this chemical smell off of this board was so strong that it wasn't just, I'm in the dining room. This is part of the dining room, is where my little sewing nook, I call it the nook, is. And but you could smell it. My husband could smell it when he came in from work that afternoon. I mean, he's on lockdown too, but you know, he went out to collect the mail for the da-da-da and had to make some deliveries to their warehouse and da-da. And when he came in, he was like, oh my God, what's that smell? And I was like, oh, so it's not, I'm not just being sensitive. It was so strong. And this is, you know, some kind of, I don't know what it is, some kind of plastic stuff, and it's got this black, really, again, like a gluey feeling. They know their stuff. It does not smell anymore, but it was very strong. So if you have sensitivities to smell, when you get, that's not a good reason not to get it. It does not smell anymore. Know that if you have sensitivity to scents or something like that, I don't know, that you may have to put it in a protected area outside under a screen porch, something to air out for a couple of days. Because I mean, it did go, when I put it outside and it cleared out, and it may not, I just wish they had a way to air them out before they send them. And it may be just that they make them and they put them in a tight box and it's all snug in there. But Anyway, I would recommend this. Mortelli. And all of you out there know Mortelli is a fine company with a long-standing good reputation. This is a great product. I was so proud of them because they very quickly drew these out. I found out about this from Quilting on a Budget. Seth Hackler runs that site. I'm sorry, I'm sweating. Summer is here in Louisiana. It's finally gotten here, but the Mortelli rotating cutter is sweet. I will not, however, carry this with me to classes because it's big and it's an unusual. I wouldn't want to mess it up. I probably will still bring my the Fisker one that is small. It's 7 inches square, and you know, that works good for classes and whatnot. Anyway, I've just been talking nonstop. I hope that, like I said before, that you're well and happy. Please drop me a line and let me know how you've been doing and what creative things you've been doing on your nesting time. I hope to hear from you soon. Kim Bourgeois Landry, the Wonky Quilter. Please subscribe. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.